A while ago we had talked about the inch plant. Now the beautiful thing about the inch plant, which we did mention, is the lovely purple at the back, and you get these lovely shiny leaves and stripes. Now this sort of plant is called a Tradescantia. Now within the Tradescantia families there's so many different types of plants and genuses, and I have one of them and I will show you what to do. So welcome back to my channel. My name is Alice and I'm the Red Soil Gardener. Follow me. So as I mentioned earlier, is the Tradescantia family. There's so many different types of plants, but they're all in this one group. Now this plant is also a Tradescantia. Now the beautiful thing about this plant is, first of all, again, like the inch plant, is you get this lovely dark green, and at the back of it you get the lovely purple. And the thing is that what most people like about this plant is that they actually use it as an indoor plant or even on a balcony, because it is beautiful and it is tolerant, sun tolerant, water tolerant if it hasn't had enough water, so it's the perfect plant to have in your garden or indoors. Now the other thing about it is that the other name it has is the oyster plant, or Moses in a cradle. Now I will explain to you why they actually come up with these names. It's all about the flower. Now if you look inside here, is you do get the flower, and it's a little white flower. It almost resembles the inch plant because that is also in a bract, but then this one has a white flower, and once it does flower it does produce seeds, and out of those seeds is that it just scatters them, and it is scattered by the winds, and that's why they say it's invasive, because as it scatters it propagates itself, and suddenly you do get acreage and acreage of this beautiful plant. But people do like it as an ornamental plant, and I do like it because also you can use it as ground cover. You could have a tree and totally cover the foliage underneath the tree with this oyster plant, and then once you get that drama and the two different colors, it is very dramatic. Now as we've seen the flower, now the name Moses in a cradle is basically the plant looks like a cradle if you look at that. So that is why they call it Moses in a cradle. And also if I open this one, it does look like an oyster. So those are the two names you have to remember, but that is why they call the plant Moses in a cradle and the oyster plant. So what the plant really likes is full sun, or you can have moderate shade, but just make sure that the plant does have sun, whether it's filtered or whatever, because what happens is if it doesn't get enough sun, it's going to go leggy, it's going to grow taller, but then the stem will be weak. So just make sure it gets enough sun. If you are having it as an indoor plant, have it on the east or west window. In that way at least it gets 6 hours of morning sun and vice versa. Now the thing about this oyster plant, it is a succulent herb, so the sort of potting mix you would have is something similar to cacti. Have a bit of grit or sand in it, inside the plant, because all we need is to have a well-drained soil, and once it does have a well-drained soil, then it's good to go. Again, with watering, just keep it moist but not soggy. I would actually do, first of all, your finger test to make sure that the soil is not drenched or moist, and then give it a bit of a drying period, and then just do the soak and drain method where you just soak it completely down, and that is good for the plant. Now the other thing is that once you do get go into winter, this plant, if you have it as an outdoor plant, it doesn't do well with frost and winter conditions. So basically I would bring it back inside the house and again put it on the east or west facing window, because what happens is that if it also doesn't get too much sun, it starts losing its color and it'll turn green. So now when we're looking at a propagation of this lovely plant, is there different methods. Now what I did is, let me put soil here because we are going to do a soil propagation, and let me put these gloves on because we're going to at least put one side of it on. Is basically what I did a while ago is I removed these babies and parts of the plant just to show you what the plant actually does. Now basically it has a fleshy rhizome, and from the rhizome is where your little babies jump out. So what you do is that even if you do a water propagation, as I've done, is once it's ready, you get these little babies sprouting from the side, and those are your little pups, they're your babies. So here we've had one, and let's take this one. Now if you look at this one, look at the cluster of all those babies on the rhizome, and that means if you propagate each of those rhizomes, you can have so many of this plant. So basically all you do is pluck them out. These are the babies. And out of that you've got your water propagation, and this, if you want to multiply it, I would take these little pups and take your nice sandy mixture, and I would just put them in the soil, just like that. And here's another baby, just put it in the soil. And so as you go along, you will find all these babies on the side of the rhizome, and all you do is just put it in the soil, and soon you'll get a clump like this one. It's so easy, and they actually root very nicely and very quickly. And you see, you have all these little babies, so when you pluck it, you will get the rooting with it, so it makes your propagation much easier. And with that, again, just put it in your soil and cover. So another method is, so what we've looked at is a water propagation and getting all the rhizome to produce its own babies. Another way we've seen is when you take the babies and then you do a soil propagation with the babies, and then the final one, what you do is actually cut it like that. And I can just simply taking that mother plant, place it in the soil, because already it has rooting at the nodes. So with this one, because we've seen, all you do is you can just take it and just put it in the soil like that, and it will root. So basically there's so many different methods. So there's a water one, there is just using stem, and the final one is actually going into your, once your flower does dry out. Unfortunately this one, it rained last night, it does dry out, you'll get all the seeds in here in the bracket, and with these seeds all you do is dry them, and then with that is, once they've dried, you could actually use that for propagation and you will get your plant. So fellow gardeners, thank you so much. I hope you get an oyster plant. They're very interesting. I love the color shade, and remember that the plant looks like a rosetta from the top, and it just makes it more interesting. So don't forget to like, to share, and also press that notification button and subscribe to our channel. Let your friends know, it's very important for us. And don't forget to share, follow us on Facebook and also on Instagram. We do a lot of posting, we do give advice, and don't forget to put your comments, and I'll always be there to answer you. So thank you fellow gardeners, till next time, have a lovely day. Buy one of these, they're great for indoors and outdoors. Thank you very much. Bye.